Good morning to you. Happy Sunday. Hope you're ready to get started with some tracking today, because today we actually start to introduce some scent work to our dogs. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to build a great foundation by using what's known as scent pads to train your dog. And essentially what we're doing is we're taking an unconditioned stimulus called the food, and then we're introducing it to a neutral stimulus known as whatever word you want to use to train your dog to track. I'm just going to, for simplicity's sake, just use the word track. But you can come up with whatever you want to. I could care less. But again, you just want to, like with all commands, stereotype the signal, and then start to slowly but surely stereotype the response. So we're going to take an unconditioned stimulus called food. I'll move up here a little bit closer. And then we're going to tie it in here with a neutral stimulus called the word track. And then we're going to add it into another neutral stimulus, which is going to be the contact scent that is left out here on the pad. And essentially what you do is back tie your dog. During the situation here, I don't care how good your dog does a downstay. I don't care how good your dog does place. For now, let's just kind of forego that. Just restrain the dog in preparation of training the dog. So I got Captain back tied right over here, and he's munching on the forest. Man, I swear the guy, he must be a part beaver. He just likes to eat the whole darn forest no matter where he is. But I got him back tied right over here. And the reason being is that I don't want to worry about him, concentrate on him. If he breaks place for whatever reason, then all of a sudden I have to jump off my scent pad, go over there and correct him. I got to do it within the 2 seconds. If not, I got to start a whole new place. Guys, concentrate on tracking. That day's coming here soon, which you can incorporate all that obedience into it, but not today. Today we got to build what's called the foundation for tracking. This step is so important. I cannot tell you how important this step is. So let me kind of introduce it to you real quick. Okay, so this is you, the little bitty stick figure right here. See that? Okay, let me move over here a little bit more. Okay, what you're going to do, the equipment that you're going to need your little marker flags. You're going to need a short leash, about 4 to 6 foot short leash. You're going to need a bunch of treats. Got some in my treat pouch right here. And again, you want those soft, chewable treats. You don't want anything crunchy that the dog has to crunch on. A great time for doing this tracking is before meals, not after meals, by the way. And that's really all you're going to need today. Maybe a long line for your dog. I got Captain on a long line. Okay, so you're going to go out to a grassy area. Use a grassy area for now. Not real rocky, not a hard concrete area, but just find you some dead grass. It doesn't matter. It's mostly going to be about contact scent today. And when you walk out here, back tie your dog, and then you walk to a place that you want to lay your scent pad. And when you get close to it, you jump to it. Okay, so you don't want to have this little trail all the way up to your scent pad. Give yourself a good jump. Land in where you're going to place the scent pad. And as soon as that spot that you land, go ahead and take one more step forward, unless you can jump 6 feet. Okay, go ahead and take one more step forward. Put your little flags in the ground, and then loop your leash onto the flag. So stick it in there really good. It's kind of like a bit of an anchor. And then you'll use that to guide you around the flag for whatever the length of that leash is. So again, you have an idea, where the heck is this scent pad? How far does it go? This way, that way. You got to know these things. You got to know that. Got to know when your dog's on the pad, when your dog's off the pad. And then when you're finished, walk out to the edge, one of the edges here, and jump off that thing again. And in preparation of doing this, have enough flags on your body, have enough treats on your body that you can lay about 3 or 4 of these. So you jump off, go walk a little bit, find another spot, jump onto it, make another scent pad, do your thing there, and then go make about 3 or 4 of these. When you walk around this little pad area while you're doing it, I'm just going to demonstrate real quick. You're also going to be dropping some treats along the way after you walk around. Don't be stomping on the ground, by the way. Just walk naturally. Naturally. Again, you got to train your dog under conditions in which it will find itself in real life when it's having to track. And not a lot of people stomp off into the woods. They kind of run. If they do, and they're going to kick up a lot of earth and turn a lot of stuff. You know, go summertime, go stick a shovel in the ground, pop up some of that dirt, smell what you smell. Every time someone's moving around on this earth here, they're disturbing the natural setting of that earth. And your dog's going to take that in along with thousands of other indicators to let it know where you are headed. So when it's tracking you. Okay, so today we're just going to do scent pads. All right, I'm going to set this thing down. And let's go do a scent pad. Okay, now, before we get started here, right behind me, see my little finger can land on it. God, it's hard. You ever try doing this on it backwards? There you go, right there. My index finger is right now on the orange flags. I put 3 in just so that you guys would be able to see it a little bit better. And I've got a little slip lead attached to one of those flags. Okay, so here's what I did a little bit earlier. I walked out here and I went, boom, so one more step. Put my flags in the ground. I'm going to turn towards you because my microphone tends to die unless I have a direct line between the transmitter and the receiver over here. Okay, so I put my flags in the ground. Then I put my 4-foot, actually this is a 6-foot slip lead attached to the flags. And then once I did that, I walked out to the end of the slip lead. Then I walked a circle. Like so, staying at the end of the slip lead. And then I took up about a foot of the slip lead, did it again. Okay, I kept that up until I was right up against the flags. So you're kind of twirling around, making this twirl type scent pad. And then once you finish doing that, step out to the end of your scent pad and start to sprinkle the area with your treats. And you can move along. And just keep setting treats down inside your scent pad until you have probably about, I don't know, 12 to 16 or so treats in your scent pad. Yeah, be really generous in the beginning. We won't be so generous here after we lay about 20 of these things, or after you've laid about 20 of them. You can start to lay fewer and fewer treats, making the dog search harder and harder and harder to find those treats. Okay, so I'm gonna lay my little line down here. Okay, and I'm gonna go grab Captain. The whole idea here is that, again, a stereotype signals will start coming to your dog over and over again. Your dog will be able to, through process of elimination, using chemotactics, it will be able to differentiate between where those treats are located, what does it smell like where the treats are, in comparison to where the treats are not. Hence why, let me grab my notepad. Okay, real quick. Hence why it is okay when you take your dog onto the scent pad, like I'm about to do with Captain, to allow the dog to wander off of it. It can go off it. I just don't want it going off for 20 feet. And I definitely don't want it wandering over there to a nearby scent pad. No, I'm talking about 1 or 2 feet off the scent pad. That's why you need to know exactly how far that thing is out, the diameter of it. Let your dog get off a foot, because this is how it learns. It goes, treats. Yeah. No treats. Hey, some treats. No treats. Remember the diagram I drew yesterday that showed walkers and flyers? How they weave back and forth, kind of like touching the walls of a dark corridor, trying to find the source, trying to find the door at the end of that corridor. That's what they're doing. They're touching the outside of the corridor, working their way along. You've got to allow them to do that. Because out here they'll go undisturbed. No one's been walking on this. They've been walking all over that, and there's treats in here. Undisturbed, disturbed, undisturbed, disturbed, undisturbed, disturbed. And guess what? The treats happen to be where the disturbed land is. With me? Got it? All right, let me go grab Cattle Dog. I'll show you. Okay, I'm back. So if you had to go to use the bathroom or something, hope you did. So now what you can pay attention to what I'm about to do with Captain. Okay, I've got Captain right here. I am going to take him up to scent pad. He's never ever done this before. So you're going to see raw. This is raw scent pad. Day 1, phase 1, baby. Raw scent pad, here we go. I'm going to walk him up to the edge of it, actually, I'm going to take him dead smack into the middle of that bad boy, right up to where near those flags, and then I'm going to tell him track, and I'm going to point to the ground with my finger. No different if you're going to lure your dog into a sit, lure your dog into a down. Do the same thing. Now, again, if you've done luring training with your dog, don't be surprised when you point to the ground that they follow your hand and look at your hand, because they're thinking, there's got to be a treat in those hands. Well, no, there's not. It'll be on the ground, but they'll learn that on their own. Trust me. So you ready, guys? Here we go. All right, cattle dog. Track. And as you can see, he's eating the treats. When they're tracking, I'm talking to you, but when your dog's doing this, be quiet. Don't say good boy or those delicious. Hope you know I drove all the way to Arkansas to get those for you. No, you are not a chatterbox. Tracking is serene. It's quiet. The animal needs to concentrate. So don't be a chatterbox. Be quiet. If your dog wanders outside the scent pad, don't say no, bad dog, booey. You just gently guide your dog back onto the scent pad. And if your dog quits scenting, quits trying to find the treats, and you know there's more out there, he hasn't covered the whole area. There you go. He just went off the pad, came back on his own. While I'm talking, you watch him. He went off the pad and came back on his own. There you go. He touched the outer wall of the corridor, and now he just came back in where the highest average of scent concentration is, right in here. But if your dog goes off that pad, let them do it. But if they quit doing this, they quit tracking, then we can say, hey, excuse me, track, go back to work. Go back to work. That's all you really do at this point. Try and keep your dog engaged with the work. Track. And if you're watching, you see him go right to the edge. I kid you not, it's right to the edge of the scent pad. And then he smells out there and goes, there's nothing out there, it's not disturbed. And then he immediately turns right back into where it's disturbed. See how quickly he ingests these treats? He doesn't even lift his head. He grabs them, takes maybe one slight chew, and they're gone, and he's moving on again. That's what you want. Okay, now you also notice too that as the treats start to vanish, he starts to search more and more and more. Hence why later we will have less treats on our scent pads. Look at him turn back. Beautiful. Now, on purpose, I'm going to kind of pull him off the pad and just see what he does. Bingo, he goes right back on the pad, right back on it. Lovely. All right, Cal Dog, free, buddy. Okay, so now I'm just going to take him off. He wasn't quite finished with that. I would allow him to try and find darn near every treat out there. It's okay for you to stand in the pad with him. In fact, that's preferred, because remember, if you're standing out there 8 feet and your pad's 6 feet, then you're really increasing the diameter of the pad. So when he gets on the pad, you get on the pad with him and you stay on the pad with him. I moved off a little bit only because I'm trying to do a video for you guys. I need you guys to be able to see as best you can. I'm out here by myself, got the darn phone on a tripod here. I don't have someone out here following me around. I wish I did, and hopefully later on here, some of this tracking series, I can get some volunteers to help move the darn camera, move it a little bit closer so you can see a little bit better. Okay, but I hope you get the idea today. This is the foundation. In your training session with your dog, try to do 3 to 4 scent pads per session. per session. And honestly, I'd really only do 1 per day for the first couple of days. Then after that, you can do up to about 8 scent pads a day. No matter what, I don't care how good your dog looks doing this, how proficient they're becoming. I don't care how bored you're becoming. I never advance from scent pads to start laying a track until I have about 40 scent pads under the belt. I am that thorough. It's the difference between the dog that will find the person in the moment versus a dog who, person's gone, they're lost. It's over for them, man, they're goners. No way. No, my dog's gonna find them. Your dog's gonna find them. Okay, so this is called the foundation. Foundation. Make sure you do your pad work. Make sure you get in it. Keep the dog in it as far as close to it. They can go out of the pad, 1 to 2 feet off the pad. That's it. Then guide them back into the pad. At any point, if they quit searching, tell them to go back to work, using the same word over and over again. Don't be a chatterbox. When you're both done, just simply leave the pad. Take your dog and go. Just go out of the pad. Get out of the pad. And then if you think you're ready, maybe you need to take a little drink of water, let them breathe for a little bit. It's almost like doing sprints for a dog. Catherine right down here is actually breathing a little bit hard a second ago. Give them time to rest, probably a minute or two, and then head on over to your next pad. And then do the same thing until you get through all your pads. And there you guys go. That's pad training. So I'll probably do one real quick in tomorrow's video just as a review. And then I'm going to go ahead and move forward. And no way will Captain be ready to go forward, but at least I can just use him to kind of show you a little bit about how we advance out of the pads. And then we'll just keep progressing from there till we get through this thing. And no matter what, I will provide enough information in videos for you to advance and take your dog all the way up to a minimum of a tracking dog title with the AKC. Okay, guys, hope you're having fun with tracking, because I certainly am. Don't worry, I'll sprinkle in some little videos on answering questions that are really pertinent to people. People are really urgent about having certain behavioral questions answered. I'll do that, so don't be surprised if in between here I say, hey guys, I'm gonna take 2 days off from tracking, and so I can work with Captain, so you can work with your dog, and we'll jump back in it again. I'm just gonna play it all by ear. That's the beautiful thing about Facebook Live. You just kind of go with it, baby. Just do what you need to do, kind of get through the material. Okay, that's it. Sit pad training. Make sure you go back and rewatch this video, take yourself little notes, and get out there and get after it. Make it happen. Okay, guys, I'll tune in with you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great tracking day. All right, Cal Doc, we're going to do one more pad, dude. Then we're out of here.